what does your brand look like? The reason I'm asking that is because a lot of the ideas of what I should be and then of what I actually am and the shall we say, my brand and who I am to other people, I hadn't realised there was kind of a disconnect there between those two things. And one of the things I've really seen with that lately is that the brand that I have, so like the pictures that I have on my website, on my Facebook page, those were like pictures I quite liked, but the other side of that was a picture of the person I felt I should be. You know, the successful traditional businessman in the suit, if you like. And I've only actually just realised in the last couple of days that that's not who I am. It's not to say that's not who I can be, but it's just to say that that's not who I am right here, right now. And I hadn't realised there was such a big disconnect between that picture and the person that I actually am now. And I don't just mean like physically and appearance wise, but I just mean like in the connection that's coming out. That I had thought it was about portraying the person, you know, the superhero, if you like, that there's no chinks in that armour and you don't let people in. But now I'm starting to see that nobody cares about that. I don't even care about that. Because essentially that means that you get a guarded connection. You don't actually get to see real life for people. And that once you actually let people into that real life, that's when people can actually decide if they like you or not. That's where you get connections from. You actually show people the real stuff that's going on. So for me, I'd known that that wasn't quite what I wanted it to be as my brand. But I didn't quite know what it was that I wanted my brand to be. And, you know, it's still evolving, but realising now that I want my brand to be about connection and actually putting my real self out there. That that's what it's about for my brand. And that that's helping people to create their business online. That's pretty exciting. So I just kind of saying this and thinking out loud a little bit because I just want you guys to think about what your brand is. We all have an idea of what the brand should be. But once you actually put your stuff out there and you get a bit of feedback from other people, you can actually see how other people see you and see what your good things are and what things you need to you can concentrate on to bring across and get that message across to people. And it takes a while and you kind of have to dive into it and play around with it a bit. And you're always going to be tweaking it, but the more you do, the quicker you can get to something that's an extension of you. And that's your brand. And it's going to be a journey and you're going to have to figure things out. And I'm doing it all myself here as well. But that's what it's all about. Put it out there, share it. Get feedback from people. See what happens, see what you like, see what you don't like. But the other side of that as well was that some of those times when you create a brand and you create a picture, you create a picture on your website, sometimes I always thought that was for somebody else to look at and say, oh wow, that person's really professional. But sometimes that's actually for me to look at and go, wow, you are pretty professional. And when I brought it back to actually realising that essentially what you're putting out there affects how you see yourself as well, then it's really important.